Hey there. Today, I want to share my thoughts on why I consider full-stack JS frameworks a bad choice. I took Next.js as an example as the most popular full-stack solution, also burdened with an unpleasant bonus issue. Briefly, I'll ask the invited expert Ron Swanson to demonstrate my opinion.
Would you like to sample our vegan bacon? 100% meatless.
Yes, please. Another, please.
Sir, is there a problem?
I'm just making sure no one ever has to eat this.
One-click deploy on Vercel DAOs. Let's do everything on Next.js. It's so convenient. No one thinks that this combination of React plus Next.js is created only to tie your business to Vercel hosting. Moreover, you fall into the trap of double vendor lock. Besides hosting, you are also forced to use React, about which I will have another video. Stay tuned. Yes, I know that one can use wrappers and get it somehow working Next.js on, for example, Cloudflare. It would seem the hosting question is settled. What else do you need, you may ask? And here's my main question. What is all this for? Often, you can hear the take that using JS on the backend gives the ability to share code with the frontend, because we have so much common business logic. Code reuse?
Nope.
How much business logic can you share between frontend and backend? 1%? 2%? Usually it's a part of basic fields validation logic at best. Why so little? Because the execution environment is different. You will spend more effort adding abstractions around advanced validation so that it works in both parts of the application. The goal will be achieved, but I'm not going to pay for code sharing at such a price. This is exactly an example of when abstractions are evil, and the right choice is to keep logic separately and where it belongs to. In my experience, under the guise of logic sharing, you're simply being sold a beautiful illusion that never works in practice.
Wow. Oh boy. I mean, wow.
And here's the second thesis in defense of such stacks: server-rendered React components. Just say this out loud, please. Doesn't anything bother you? Have you tried to look at how this is implemented? Did nothing bother you there either? If not, then I have a suspicion that you are confusing the disease with the cure. SSR is a solution to a problem that shouldn't have existed at all. But I will cover this topic in the video about SPAs, and believe me, I have something to say. I am a developer from the 2000s. We fought for every kilobyte of traffic so that users would see the page as early as possible. When I open DevTools on the main Next.js page, my eyes bleed.
What the fuck is this?
Almost 40 JS files, totaling 2 megabytes. At the same time, there are approximately 0 dynamic elements on the page. I'm not even talking about the rest, a total of 114 requests for one page and 4.5 megabytes. Of total of 114 requests for one page and 4.5 megabytes. Of DravX is 3 times larger than a screenshot of this very page in full HD in lossless PNG. To do what? What do you get in return? Where are the benefits? Where's the benefit for the end user? Or don't you care about them? But I can tell you exactly what you will get using an example from practice. I avoid job postings that list Next.js, slakekit nuke.js, /wetter. But when they catch my eye, I see the same thing in the job description. Fixed loading speed, we have a low lighthouse performance, score, random bugs, and a console full of errors. Well guys, this is by design. You won't do anything about it. You should have used your head when buying. You were deceived. For those who ran to measure Lighthouse metrics on the main Next.js page right now, well done for not taking my word for it, only you will fall into another trap. Vercel spends millions of dollars to optimize their pages because it would be a disgrace for the company if they left their Next.js as is, out of the box. Instead, I advise you to open the page with the list of poor souls who are actually looking for optimization specialists for websites built on Next.js. We won't go far for examples. Vercel, completely misunderstanding that they are making anti-advertising for themselves. Carefully collected a list of websites using Next.js on the showcase page. So far, this page is not moderated. If we exclude big tech and big money from this list, who can afford to invest in optimization? Then in typical cases, you will see something like this. BTW in 3G simulation mode. This page partially renders in 1 minute, and full loading of this page would take more than 7 minutes. Congratulations, you just travel back in times of dial-up modems. As a result, you get an unstable, clumsy, bulky, bloated system written in a language that is actually intended to be a thin client to the browser's web apps, and that's it. And I think there were some other problems. Wait, but the industry solved the problem of loading multiple assets by inventing HTTP2 QUIC. Why are you whining? You ask again. I answer, both protocols cope perfectly with their task and allowed for a hyperjump in traffic exchange optimization. But relying on HTTP2/QUIC, you fall into a logical error. Here is the problem. Any layman, especially from America, the country of the victorious automobile lobby, will tell you that the obvious solution to the traffic jams problem is expanding roads. This time blood will bleed from the ears of any urbanist because expanding roads does not help. This is called Downs-Thompson paradox, what is often referred to as induced demand. Briefly, the essence is that widening roads induces additional demand, so the new capacity quickly fills up with extra and longer car trips until congestion returns to or exceeds its previous level. In my opinion, an excellent illustration of the situation with protocols. Always keep human psychology in mind. In our case, irresponsible developers, if they are given freedom, they will shit all over everything. Having hit the limits of the legacy HTTP protocol, now we overload the new HTTP2. Then QUIC will fall too. The leviathan of bad technical decisions can never be satisfied. No protocol will help here. The problem is that Agent Smith was right, but I will only add a small detail from myself. Laziness and unprofessionalism cannot be fixed by a protocol made by enthusiastic professionals for the benefit of the industry to make the world better. On the other hand, there's an opposite example of how people make the world worse and invent new ways to shoot themselves in the foot.
This is a top to what we use on stage, but it's very, very special because if you can see, the numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11, 11,
and most of
11,
the
and then
amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it? You're on 10 on your guitar. Where can you go from there? Where?
I don't know.
Nowhere, exactly. What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly.
There exists generally an insane something called Astro. This is the apogee of idiocy. I cannot call it otherwise. Is React not enough for you on your site? Stuff all frameworks into all places. Smear yourself with them. Why not? What is the problem? The problem is that just because you can, doesn't mean you should. In the case of Next.js, you are at least playing Russian roulette with 2 cartridges, React plus JS on backend. In the case of Astro, you loaded the entire cylinder. Good luck winning. My favorite part? What would I do? Most of the described problems simply wouldn't exist if people weren't lazy, but read the now dynamically developing web standards. Solutions to all these problems have long been integrated into the browser. HTML, CSS, Web API, and network protocols like SSC, Web Transport. If you're not Figma, you don't need to make an SPA, and then spend millions so that it loads quickly, stores state correctly, SEO works in it, you name it. A whole industry has grown around SPAs. Billions of man-hours and money are spent solving a problem that shouldn't have existed in our days. Just for interest, open the YouTube page and read the code. And in general, always read code, not text on landing pages. Know what you are buying. My goal is to point out a huge, as it seems to me, problem. You are mistaken. You don't need a full-stack JS framework because you don't need an SPA. And consequently, there is not a single reason to use JavaScript on the backend. I suspect that there are many people who do not see a problem with JavaScript on the backend. For them, I am preparing a separate video. This is a big topic again. Stay tuned. For now, remember the main principle. Use the right tool for the job, or so that it sticks in your memory. I will paraphrase. Do not wipe your ass with sandpaper. Your ass will hurt. It is important to note that, most likely, as a hosting, Vercel is quite good. I don't know. I don't use them. I hope you understand that this video is not about Next.js, Vercel, or whatever else there is nowadays to supposedly make your life easier. And it's not about performance either. Any performance can be fixed, especially if you have a lot of money. This video is about the fact that the industry has created a new normal, and I find this normal insane. Now, when I am writing this text, I thought that it would be interesting to conduct an experiment, take a random site built on Next.js, and recreate it using forgotten technologies of the ancients, i.e. straight hands and knowledge of specifications. If this video gets 100,000 likes, then I will do just that. And for now, I have many ideas for new videos.